Welcome to Reno's World Podcast, where truth slips through the cracks and myth whispers in the dark. I'm Reno Rains. Tonight's topic, is there a dark connection between UFOs and the occult? Buckle up, let's dive in. All right, stop scrolling because you need to hear this. In 1977, the CIA ran a secret program, declassified only in fragments, where they openly asked this question. Could human consciousness summon unidentified flying objects? I'm dead serious. This is in their archives, and it gets way worse. Cut to a redacted document, Project Stargate 1983. And before you roll your eyes, tell me this. Why did top military brass meet with psychics, occultists, and yes, ritual magicians to contact something up there? Because from Aleister Crowley to the Pentagon, these two worlds have collided again and again and again. The descent. To understand how deep this goes, we need to rewind. Way back. In 1918, Aleister Crowley, the British occultist who famously called himself the Great Beast, performed a ritual called the Amalantra Working. Its purpose? To breach the veil between dimensions. And here's where it punches you in the gut. Crowley claimed to have made contact with a being called Lamb. He even sketched it. The drawing? A bulbous head, thin neck, black eyes. It looks exactly like a gray alien. But wait, you think that's a coincidence? 1954, Holloman Air Force Base. A supposed secret meeting between U.S. officials and extraterrestrials reported by insiders and whispered in UFO lore for decades. Documents? Sealed. Testimonies? Chilling. And weaving through it all? Jack Parsons. Parsons wasn't just a rocket scientist. He was the literal founder of JPL, Jet Propulsion Lab, and an occultist who followed Crowley's teachings. Along with L. Ron Hubbard, yes, the founder of Scientology, Parsons conducted the Babylon Working in 1946, a sex magic ritual meant to manifest a goddess or open a portal. Immediately after, the modern UFO era exploded. Roswell, 1947, Kenneth Arnold's famous flying saucer sighting, the entire post-war UFO craze, all within a year of Parsons' ritual. Coincidence or cause? Break the fourth wall. Now pause, do you see what I'm saying? Every time someone cracks open the occult, boom, UFO activity goes nuts. And I haven't even gotten to the best part. Stay with me. Fractured reveal. 1980s, Skinwalker Ranch. Witnesses report seeing strange lights, shape-shifting entities, and bizarre symbols scrawled into the dirt. Symbols eerily similar to Solomonic sigils. Colm Kelleher, part of the Pentagon-backed NIE, National Institute for Discovery Science, said flat out, this phenomenon is not just nuts and bolts craft. It's something far weirder. Weirder how? We're talking poltergeist-like activity, portals in midair, shadow beings, and cryptids. Like the veil between worlds got torn and the phenomena didn't care if you called it alien, demon, or spirit. Jump back. 1952, the Robertson Panel, a CIA-organized committee, warns that UFOs could be used for psychological warfare. What's psychological warfare code for? Manipulating beliefs, symbols, fears. And what's the occult? Manipulating symbols to manifest outcomes. The Pentagon, they knew there was a connection, but they buried it hard. And here's where it flips into something you're not ready for. Modern disclosure. 2022, the Pentagon's UAP task force, publicly admitting non-human technology might exist. But behind closed doors, they've been consulting with experts in esoterica, ritual magicians, remote viewers. Why? Because deep down, they think this might be a two-way street. Meltdown moment. And hold up, get this, Aleister Crowley died in 1947, the same year as Roswell, the same year UFOs flooded the skies. You think that's random? You really think so? Because once you start lining up these dates, these people, these rituals, it starts to look like a playbook, and we're just pawns. Cliffhanger. But here's the kicker. In 1994, an internal memo from the DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, flat out said certain phenomena appear responsive to human intention, meaning they're listening. They might even be waiting. And what happened next would break every rule of logic we thought we understood. Okay, you're still here? Good, because this is where it goes from eerie to absolutely unhinged. Remember that 1994 memo? The one that hinted these phenomena might be responsive to human intention? Guess who else believed that? The Nazis. Cut to Esse Annenerbe Files, 1938. The Nazi regime was obsessed with the occult, specifically the Vril Society. Their belief that certain rituals could summon entities from beyond the stars to grant them advanced technology. And yeah, people laughed that off, explain this. Why did Nazi UFO sightings spike around secret research sites like Peenemünde and the Bavarian Alps? And after World War II, Operation Paperclip snatched up those same occult-obsessed scientists. Many of them landed in, you guessed it, NASA and the US defense programs. Coincidence? Or transfer of both tech and rituals? Timeline jump, 1969, Apollo 11. Most people know about the moon landing, but fewer know astronaut Buzz Aldrin brought a tiny kit to perform a private communion ritual right on the lunar surface. Officially, it was a simple Christian rite, but to occult historians, performing any ritual at the moment humanity steps onto new territory, that's pure Hermetic tradition. Ritual plus territory equals cosmic claim, and it didn't stop there. 1973, the Pascagoula abduction. Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker, two shipyard workers, were taken by strange silent beings. Later, under hypnosis, Hickson blurted out references to strange symbols and ritual-like procedures, patterns that mirrored ancient initiation rites. Parker said later, it felt less like a kidnapping and more like a test. You see the threads now, right? Every random UFO event, somewhere in the background, is a ritual, a symbol, a ceremony, and it gets nastier. Declassified CIA Stargate Files, 1983, The Gateway Process, a deep dive into how altered states of consciousness might enable interaction with non-physical entities. The government's exact wording? Interfacing with the holographic universe. Their goal, controlled remote viewing, astral projection, and possibly contact. Their conclusion? An intelligence of indeterminate origin is present. Pause on that. The US government in black and white, something is there. Meltdown continues. And Skinwalker Ranch? Oh, we're not done with that vortex. 2016 Pentagon contractor and billionaire Robert Bigelow said on 60 Minutes, the UFO presence is real and we're being visited. What he didn't say on air. His private memos link sightings to occult hotspots and advise field agents to track both UFO events and paranormal activity. The big turn, and here's your throat punch. 2020, a report by the To the Stars Academy explicitly connected UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, to something they labeled transmedium intelligences. Their warning? That these things might not be extraterrestrial, but ultra-terrestrial. Entities that can slip between dimensions. That's exactly what Crowley said. That's exactly what Parsons chased. That's exactly what every ancient ritual from Sumerian sky gods to medieval grimoires has been hinting at. The real question. So here's my nightmare thought. What if UFOs aren't visitors at all? What if they're the same ancient intelligences humans have been summoning over and over, just dressed up in new skin? Aliens, angels, demons, jinn, different names, same thing. We open the door and they walk through. Closing shock. 2023, Pentagon whistleblower David Grush testified that non-human biologics had been recovered, what the media skipped. In private interviews, Grush referenced unexplainable phenomena around retrieval sites, things that sounded more like hauntings than science fiction. So what's confirmed? We know documented rituals, government programs, and UFO events are tangled in a messy, undeniable overlap. We know powerful agencies have investigated the non-physical side, remote viewing, altered states, contact. What's speculation? That these encounters are directly caused by human ritual. What's unresolved? Whether these intelligences are truly alien or the same ancient shadows we've been dancing with for millennia. Whether it was misunderstanding, cover-up, or something far stranger, this case remains unresolved and very real.